What if there's one little thing that you could do that'll show you how to be more confident? The type of confidence that other people feel and that draws them towards you. Deep confidence. That's what we're going to take a look at today. Coming up. Welcome to the Power of Quiet, helping you get in touch with the real you. That part of you that is full of love, joy, and happiness, and has no limitation. If you want to bring out more of this in your life, make sure to subscribe to this channel because we show you exactly how to do it. Now today, let's talk about how to be more confident. Now if you listen to experts and gurus on this topic, the way a lot of them approach it is achieving confidence through some external means. And what I mean by this is they say you should project the part, you should dress the part, you should speak a certain way in order to project confidence. Or you should go through some sort of ritual, pump yourself up like Tony Robbins style. Now, the problem with these approaches is you end up just faking it. Now, they have an expression that says, fake it till you make it. And that sounds catchy, but that doesn't really work so well. The reason why is, number one, it's temporary. You keep having to do it again and again and again and again. And two, it takes an awful lot of work. You really have to put a lot of effort into it, especially when you don't feel like it. You know those days when you just feel crummy and then you try to override that with an attitude of confidence and it just doesn't come out right. Now, the confidence that I'm talking about here runs much, much deeper. This is the confidence that just feels natural. It flows through you. And you don't have to work at it. You don't even have to think about it. And it's with you all the time, constantly. And this is a feeling that just oozes through you. And other people feel it. You know where you meet somebody and they might not look the part, they might not be the best dressed, but they just feel solid. They feel positive and approachable and friendly. And you want to get closer, you want to get to know them more, know what their secret is. So how do you achieve this sort of deep, deep confidence? Well, it's simple. There's just one little thing you have to do. And this is what you can call an ancient secret. This is something that was talked about over 2,000 years ago by a humble individual named Buddha. Now, what Buddha said is that life is suffering, and the cause of suffering is desire. Therefore, if you drop desire, you would end suffering. Now, what Buddha's talking about here also relates to confidence. If you drop your desire, you would just naturally be confident. Now, you might be thinking, well, wait, you just said it's just an easy little thing to do. Just do this, drop desire, and I'll be confident. Dropping desire doesn't sound so simple or easy. It is, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it in just a moment. But first, I really want to highlight the relationship here between desirelessness and confidence. This is something that we can all relate to. We've all have witnessed this. Now, the first example, just think back to when you were in middle school or high school, and you had this spectrum where on one end of the spectrum, you had the so-called cool kids, the ones that everybody wanted to hang out with, everyone wanted to date and be a part of. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you have the not so cool kids. And nobody wanted to be associated with them. They definitely didn't want to date them. Now, these are like stereotypes, but these are real stereotypes. I mean, you see them in movies and TV highlighted, and just look at the examples of the not so cool kids and notice how much they're wanting that attention. They're wanting that approval. They're thinking about it. They're scheming. They're trying to figure it out. And they're really wanting, to get the girl or get the guy, right? And on the other end of the spectrum, the ones that get all the attention, what is their attitude like? Are they wanting it so much? No. They're more nonchalant. They're more coming from an attitude of, hey, if you want to hang out with me, that's cool. But if not, that's cool too. I got other people to hang out with, right? They're not wanting it. That's the difference. Now you might say, well, that doesn't always apply, because there's some people, like, maybe even in my situation where, I wasn't so much wanting other people's approval, their attention, or didn't want dates because I was interested in other things, and people weren't lining up to date me. Well, there's some nuances into this, and if you want to get deeper into this, I've got a whole video where I show you how to set up goals, where you can set goals the right way and use your goals in relation to being desireless and having confidence. And this is something that's very powerful. And I'm going to put a link to it down in the description below, just to my website. And at the top there, you can enter your name and email address. I'm going to send you this video. It's very comprehensive on how to word goals. And it's very powerful. It really shows you how the mind works and how to use it creatively to create what you want. So I'm going to put a link to that below. Now let me give you another example. Say you walk into a car dealership or a high-end camera store or electronics store where you have salespeople in there who work on commission. And the different type of salespeople that you can run into. You go into the store and you got some salespeople that really want your business. And you could feel it. They have that needy feeling and they want your money. And they're hovering around you and they just feel icky. It's like, dude, just back off. Get away from me. If I want anything from you, I'll ask. Right? Now, sometimes you go in and you have like a really genuinely good salesperson, somebody who really comes across as helpful. And you get the feeling like they don't need your business, they don't need your money, and that they're really there to help you, to share their knowledge, to give to you, right? And those people, you have a feeling like you want to give them your business. In fact, you may have walked in planning to just browse, look around, but after, interacting with this person and checking it out, you're starting to like make excuses to go ahead and buy now. So that also shows you the difference between when you come from wanting and when you're not wanting. And this brings up a very important and relevant point here, is that when you are wanting something, like you're wanting approval, admiration from somebody else, look at that attitude. You're looking to take from the other one, right? Give me your approval. Give me your attention. You're taking from them. And that's kind of a negative thing. And that feeling goes across the other one. It's like, ugh, no, get away from me with that. Whereas when you're not wanting, you come from a position of givingness, where you just give freely, with really no agenda, not seeking something in return. And notice that's a very different energy and feeling that goes across to the other person. See, you're coming from givingness. They feel that that's a very loving thing. And they're attracted to that love that you're giving. That's what draws people towards you. And this state of givingness and love goes hand in hand with being desireless. All right? So now, how do you get desireless? It really is simple. It really is easy. Okay? Just follow along here. So in order to do this, just think about somebody in your life that you want their approval. You want their attention, you want their admiration, maybe you want their respect. And this could be like a spouse, or could be someone you work with, could be a boss, could be a client, anybody really. Just think about somebody that you want their approval. And notice how it feels to want their approval. It's a lacking feeling. It's a feeling like you don't have it. Then you have to figure out how to get it. What do I need to say? What do I need to do to win them over? So that want is lack. Want and lack are one and the same. Now try this out. Get in touch with that want and just feel that want. And notice it's a lacking feeling. It's a needy feeling. It's a feeling I don't have it. It's a feeling of incomplete, not having an answer, right? And that want, that's your decision. You're deciding to want it. In just the same way, you could decide to drop that want. All right? So, think about this person. You want their approval. If it's just a decision, now, could you let go of wanting their approval? Just as a decision, yes or no, right now. Could you let go of wanting their approval? Just to see what it's like. Check this out. And could you let go of wanting their approval a little bit more? And could you let go of wanting their approval a little bit more? And could you let go of wanting their approval a little bit more? And a little bit more. And could you let go of wanting their approval a little bit more? And notice how, in order to want their approval, you must already come from the belief, the point of view that you don't have it. So, again, wanting and having are two opposite things. And you can't want and have at the same time. Just like you can't stand up and sit down at the same time. You either do one or the other. So, could you let go of wanting their approval so you could have their approval? Right? Could you let go of wanting their approval so you could have it? And could you let go of wanting it so you could have it? And could you let go of wanting it so you could have it? And more. Just let it go even more. It's just a decision, yes or no. And could you let go of wanting their approval even more? And even more. And even more. And notice how you feel. Now, it's not complicated. We're just looking for a lighter feeling. That's all. Just notice if you feel a little bit lighter, a little bit more positive, and just notice if it feels a little bit more like you have their approval. You notice that? Now, that's proof right there. When you let go of wanting, you just naturally fall into a position of having. It's inevitable. Now, could you let go of wanting their approval a little bit more? And just let it go. And notice the more you let go of wanting it, you just naturally feel like you have it. And could you let go of wanting it a little bit more? And a little bit more. And again, it's just a decision, yes or no. Could you let go of wanting it a little bit more? And a little bit more. And a little bit more. And notice how you feel now. Now, if you feel lighter, and if you feel more positive, and maybe even feel a little bit more confident, notice what's happening here. You see, when you're wanting their approval, for whatever reason, whatever logical manipulation you've concocted in your mind that you need their approval, look at what you're really doing. You're looking for happiness, but you're looking for it from them. You're looking for it outside of yourself. And if you're doing that, how can you be confident? Seriously. But now, when you're letting go of looking for it out there, now you're returning back home. And you're finding that that love, that approval that you were looking for out there, now it's showing up inside of you. In fact, it's been inside of you all along. And the more you do this, the more this shows up. And then you realize you've had all the love, you've had everything that you've been looking for right inside of you. And notice also that instead of coming from a gimme, I got to take that from you, which is a very negative thing, now you're in a better position to give. And when you're giving, the universe gives back to you. That's a simple fact. So now just think about this person. Now, could you give them love and approval? And not for any particular reason, not because they look nice, they act nice, or whatever. Just because. Could you give them some love and approval? And could you give them some more love and approval? And a little bit more. For no reason, just because. And could you give them a little bit more love and approval? And a little bit more. And even more. And even more. And even more. And notice how that feels. Doesn't that feel lighter and even nicer? And notice where that feeling is coming from, that love. It's coming from you. And see, this is the real gift and joy of loving instead of looking for it. When you're giving it, you're opening yourself up to love. It's coming through you and you get to feel that love, which makes you feel better and much more confident. And this shows you that you are the master of everything in your reality, everything you experience. It all goes back to you. Now just watch what happens as you do this. By letting go of wanting approval from others, just dropping that. And you see, how do you achieve desirelessness? It's a decision. Just decide, yes or no, to drop it, to let go of wanting. It's a decision. And you feel it. You feel the effects. Lighter, happier, freer, more alive with possibilities. And this is now you feeling your natural state, the power inside of you that's been there all along. You just didn't realize that you are so great inside. So practice this and see how good it can get and watch what happens. Now, if you experience any turnarounds with people in your life, you see the effects, drop me a comment below. Share your gains. Let me know what you experience. I'd love to see. And if you have any questions, leave a comment below. I'll be happy to answer them. And like I said, practice this and watch what happens. And I'll see you next time.